It really is amazing to be surrounded by truth and stories and just people sharing. And with that being said, for your viewing pleasure.
1, 2, 3, go! Dancers After Dark built from a single dancer in the shadows to a couple of dancers in the shadows to more public locations to larger groups where I would shoot 3 or 4, 5, 10 different dancers at a time. And then I thought the project was done. It was finished. The book was complete. The publishers were happy. The design was laid out and complete. And then I got an email from my good friend Charlie Nabeck, and he said, have you thought about doing one last shot, one big, huge blowout shot, invite a bunch of people and see what happens? It's kind of one of those things where be careful what you wish for. I put the word out, and when I'm here, I'm looking at 25 dancers, and they're all looking back at me like, now what? They're expecting me to have a plan. I had no idea what to do. Guys, let's start something. Just build something between the two of you.
Some of the dancers knew each other. I only knew one person, but it's amazing how our community just immediately, we all went, okay, we have to start posing, and we just grabbed onto each other, whatever we had to do. Dancers are so open to these things, so the process was actually very quick.
And before long, everybody was joining onto something, and dancers were throwing out ideas, and there were groups of people constructing a pose together, and they were building a human sculpture in front of my eyes.
It wasn't until we all started to get situated in the positions that I was like, that's weird, why would we're not wearing any clothes. It was like, just like an inhale. Everyone breathed in together as we all hit our pose. Pretty sure this isn't exactly legal.
And break! Whoa! We shot it, and then 5 minutes later, the police arrived and parked right in our shot. The inspiration for this book was a celebration of the fearlessness, perseverance, and dedication it takes to be a dancer. It is a thank you to each and every performer who has ever posed for me.
So I would like to bring up one of my most favorite role models in the world. Every time I feel fear, I channel him. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a section of the Legacy Show that we've done 5, 6 times now. It's called A Matter of Fear, and it's Jordan Matter, who is the New York Times best-selling photographer of Dancers Among Us, and then, of course, his newest book that just came out, Dancers After Dark. I'd like to bring up Monsieur Jordan Matter to the stage to give his 5 minutes of A Matter of Fear.
Thank you, Michael. You know, I think from now on, if I keep doing this, can you have me come up first? Just because, Jesus. Like, first of all, the cats. Like, how do you follow the cats, right? That's almost impossible. I realized I was already fucked, and then Faye comes up, and I have to tell you something about this. I wrote an introduction to Dancers After Dark that was based completely and entirely on Leap and the Net Will Appear. I mean, I own Leap and the Net Will Appear. Until fucking tonight. Now, first of all, I don't even own it, but then every time I try to say it, I'm just going to think of Faye and her much better story about that. And also notice he said, for 5 minutes, very specifically. Because I never go for 5. Like, we're already at 3 minutes. I want to just first of all, Sandy Chase is sitting in the back. He made that film. He makes a lot of films behind the scenes. He is a god among men, and he's here with a date, so we have to give him a huge round of applause to impress her. Yes. I like how she's waving. Yes, I'm Sandy's date. I'm Sandy's date. And also, look at this crowd, and Michael, man, I haven't said this, but like, this is, you just make this happen for people. I mean, the money goes to charity. I just this is incredible that you're doing this. You're sticking with it. So come on, let's. I'm not gonna hug. That's not manly. It's like a chest pound.
We can do it again.
Oh! By the way, that doesn't count to my 5 minutes because you instigated that second one. Yes. I have been here for most of these events. I have to say that this crowd and these speakers and this topic is like my absolute favorite. I mean, unfuck thy life. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's succinct. It's passionate. It's lacking all subtlety. And I love it. Now, I just want to say one thing. I think that from now on, as I'm talking, because I know you're filming this and you have to do a lot of editing, if I happen to use the word fuck, I'm going to replace it with beep. Just to make it easier for you in editing, which you do anyway, okay? So let me give this a try. Okay, I have one thing to say, and I will keep this relatively short. In order to unbeep your... Fuck this, I can't do it. Yeah, in order to... more work for you. In order to unfuck your life, you need to get fucked frequently. Hold on. Jesus. Oh my God, Lauren. I'm not talking literally, okay? I'm talking figuratively. You need to get yourself fucked. You need to put yourself in situations that you have no idea how you're going to get out of, and then you need to find a way to get out of them. So for this book, Dancers After Dark, which I worked on for 2 years, it became my working method. After every shot, I needed to up the ante, and I needed to make it more and more difficult. And I found that if I got to a location and I wasn't terrified out of my mind, it wasn't going to be a good photo. So instead, what I would do is I would just get to a situation where it was so impossible to do it. And then we would construct something and we would make it happen, and I would find a deeper place as an artist, more interesting and more exciting photograph than I could have found if I had conceptualized it and storyboarded it ahead of time. And it became a process that now I rely on, is a fear that I need to be afraid before I can create. And there is this therapy, I think, called rejection therapy. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but the idea is that you give yourself the goal of getting rejected every day. So you do impossible things. You ask to borrow $100 from a stranger. You try to get a free Big Mac at McDonald's, anything, because you know you're going to get rejected, and then you get inured to the rejection eventually. And I would like to call this get fucked therapy, right? It all starts, I think, with this one idea, which is the power of maybe. So if you find yourself wanting something for yourself, either personally or professionally, that you do not think you can achieve, rather than saying no and seeing the obstacles, say maybe. Maybe I can do it. And then go out and try. And the way we would do these photographs is I would find some crazy location, Times Square, in front of Notre Dame, name it. Iconic places all over Europe and North America where when we get there, it seemed almost impossible. There's police around. There's lots of pedestrians. It was all completely illegal. There was a chance we could get arrested or worse. And what I would say to the dancers is I would say, just do me one favor. Don't say no to this idea. Just say maybe. And then let's construct the pose together and let us collaborate together and come up with an idea and rehearse it. And then we will decide together whether or not it is worth the risk to take the photo. And in absolutely every single case, once we did that, we decided together that it was worth the risk and we would take the photo. And if we hadn't believed a little bit in the power of maybe, there would be no book. I wouldn't be standing here chest bounding Michael. And I just want to close, and I bet I almost got my 5 fucking minutes for once. Next time I get extra time. I want to just close by simply giving you this goal. Tonight, well, get drunk. Tonight, get drunk. Party with your friends. Let's have an after party. Michael's paying. Tomorrow morning, get up and get fucked. Thank you very much. Good night.
We actually broke the stage. we actually broke the stage. And clearly I was in drama club, not in sports. I tried to lean into the fear on that one, Jordan. Thank you for helping with that.